All right, I think we're live.
Yeah, I think we're live.
So good. So, my name's Tom Knutson. I'm here with a very, very old friend named Eric Oliver from New Hampshire, from Hollis, New Hampshire, and I appreciate that because I'm from New Hampshire, and New Hampshire's awesome. There are a lot of great things about New Hampshire, but you don't live in New Hampshire anymore, do you, Eric?
I haven't been out there in 23 years.
It's so funny. And so you haven't been out here in 23 years, dude? I didn't
Not
realize
since,
you haven't been back in so long.
yeah, New Year's 2000. That was the last time.
Well, you should come back.
Yeah, one of these
We
days.
should hang out.
Totally.
Well, if Chris come back too, it'll be great. So
Right.
for a while, I was roommates with Eric's older brother, Chris Oliver, in college, and um, you came over to the Decker house a few times, I think,
Yep.
and we ate some salsa and some nachos and stuff, and we reconnected after many, many years of not really having any reason to stay in touch, really, other than being, we both knew your brother. I mean, right?
Yeah.
And you've been building an off-grid home in Hawaii. You've been living in Hawaii for or at least not near New England for 23 years, and are now searching and building and finding ways of making money from your farm online on your own schedule, on your own time, doing things you believe in instead of having to like work a crappy job to support your off-grid lifestyle.
Exactly. Right.
But so the thing is that Eric, so several months ago, we launched a new program called Email Empire, and it teaches people how to build email lists around their business or their passions so that they can then sell a whole bunch of stuff to their following, to their email list, and teaches everybody the basics of email marketing, how to either start a new business or grow an existing business built around email. And Eric was in our first group of students for Email Empire. For those of you who've been following me for a while, I taught email marketing in the early 2000s, 2003 to 2010, and had a giant info marketing, email marketing, list building company, and left all that behind to focus on money mindset and hypnosis stuff for 12 years, and am now teaching email marketing again. And Eric was one of our first students, and we're going to be talking about what Eric's working on, what's working within what you're working on, and your most recent kind of social media explosion that's happened.
Yeah.
And because you have suddenly become far more popular on social media than I've ever been on social media. And so,
Oh, that's amazing.
If nothing else, dude, it was 4:45 this morning, and I was at a gas station in Providence, Rhode Island, driving my girlfriend and her son to Logan Airport, and I showed her my cell phone to read your text message to me because I was so excited about how well things are going for you.
Nice.
So, I want to talk about that here a little bit today, but before we get into how like your Facebook and TikTok is going bananas and all the work that you've put into doing that and kind of the sweet spot that you've just hit, tell people just a little bit about like what's your email list about? Who are you trying to serve? How are you trying to help people? And what seems to be like working? Like, what are you working on? Right? What's your project?
Right. So, yeah, my who I'm trying to serve is, people a lot like myself that are living off grid and, the homesteading kind of off grid life and, living close with the elements and, growing food and into permaculture and alternative farming practices and that kind of thing. And wanting to, live outside of the normal society kind of paradigm. So
to boil that down, you're serving people who want to live off grid and homesteaders.
That's what off-grid and
Boom.
homesteaders.
Or off-grid homesteaders, right?
Yep.
All right, great. And you've tried several different things over the last few months as you've been going through Email Empire and as you've been building your list. So from just going through that program from beginning to end, what has been just in terms of your looking yourself in the mirror, right?
Yep.
What has been your personal transformation, or what's changed in your life, in your business, in your way of thinking as a result of, and I'm pointing you out. Okay, hold on. Let me just back up. So basically, here's what happened, dude. I was going to tell you this before we went live, but I decided to mention this to everybody. So every week on Thursdays at 12 noon Eastern, we do our Email Empire Q&A Zoom call, where our active members jump on and ask all their questions about where they're at, where they're stuck, implementing the different pieces, overcoming psychological hurdles, the different challenges that everybody faces as they're building and growing their email list. And we have some awesome people in Email Empire. And over the last few weeks, I was struck by the intelligence, the articulateness, the variation in the terms of the groups of people that people are going after, and the reasons behind why people are building email lists and building audiences and building businesses around these folks that they're serving. And I was like, I really need to interview as many of the Email Empire students as possible right now and talk about where they're at right now, and then interview them again later as they're further along on their journey, and just like keep touching base as people explode. And then as I was thinking about this, you had this massive social media pop happen. And I was like, I should go ahead and interview Eric right now. This is the time. So that's why we're doing this interview right now. So Eric has been, you know what, Eric? You have followed every direction that I have given you. You've like sometimes with resistance and sometimes not as quickly as I would have preferred. But at the end of the day, you have been the top executor in Email Empire. Like, you've consistently got shit done. You've followed the directions. You implemented the components. So you followed the recipe, right? You followed the formula. You learned the stuff, and then you did the hard work that you have to do after you learn the stuff, right? And so my first question for you is, what was your life like before Email Empire, and what is your life like now? Like, what's changed?
Yeah, well, that's a great question. Okay, so before the Email Empire, I was focused on a misaligned niche. It was a niche that
you can be very straightforward about.
Yeah, so specifically, I was trying to market to struggling network marketers, and very unsuccessfully so. I was just pouring my time and energy into this niche and not getting anywhere at all with it. Just completely, for almost a year, like 10 months of my time, like 12-hour days a lot of times, sometimes longer, 16-hour days. And nobody really cared.
I'm laughing with you because I can
laugh about it too. It's funny. Yeah. But it wasn't a waste of time, because I learned so much during that time of like marketing skills and whatnot, to where it got me up to a point to where when I started working with you, Telman, I was at a point where, you were really able to help me bring things to the next level. And when I first joined Email Empire coaching program, Telman immediately pointed out, is like, you are marketing to the wrong niche. You're in the wrong niche. Like, you're just not that like network marketing guru that people are going to want to follow. Like, network marketers don't want to be like you, but
no, but that's true.
That's true. I see it.
Network marketers don't want to be like an off-grid hippie composting, like recycling your pee, hanging off your house, like naked in a, climbing harness or whatever. Like, that's not the network marketing lifestyle, right?
No, it's not. No, so immediately right off the bat, Telman was like, you need to market to homesteaders and off-grid people. And I was like, okay, but I'm so invested in this niche and I'm enjoying it. But I'm, even though I wasn't getting anywhere with it, I enjoyed talking about that kind of stuff, all the marketing stuff, because it was helping me learn all those skills. But at the same time, it wasn't getting me anywhere.
Right.
So yeah, very resistantly, I pulled away from that niche and dove right into my current niche of homesteaders and off-grid people, and immediately just was getting tons of traction as far as engagement with that audience. Went from like, my previous niche, I'd get like total crickets. It was like 12 people would maybe like my post and I might get 2 comments.
Let me clarify. So like Eric's out there on Facebook and he's making posts in groups, right? And he's trying to sound smart, but not making any money. And he knows he's not making any money, but he's trying to give people good advice, even though you knew you were full of crap. Right?
It was good advice. It wasn't yet working for me.
So I know, but there's no conviction until it's working. Like until you know, you don't know.
Yeah, it's funny. I was looking back at those videos recently, and yeah, you could just feel it in my tone of voice. Like, I don't really fully believe in this stuff, but follow me, and this is the way.
No, you can smell the desperation, dude.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And like that's the honest truth.
That is. Yep.
Right. And most people, that's why they never make the first video, because they feel that like
imposter syndrome.
Yeah, and it's and you feel that anyway. No matter how, no matter what, you're gonna have to face that. But like if you're facing it with something that you don't genuinely have a winning experience with yet, it's like you have to be a really good actor to pull it off.
Right. Yeah, and it just feels super ungenuine.
No, and like some people can pull, like if you can pretend your way into anything, like you don't need to listen to us, But like, but yeah. So anyway, go on, Eric. So what happened then?
So yeah, the struggling network marketing niche, I was getting like 12 likes per post, sometimes 0, sometimes 2, sometimes like a comment or 2. And then when I moved into the homesteading off-grid people niche and started going into those Facebook groups, and my first introductory post, which, just to back up a moment here, I've been homesteading and living off-grid for 20 years. So it's something I know like the back of my hand. It's like
pause.
Yeah.
This is the thing. This is where people go off the rails. Yep. They're like, what niche should I get in? What niche should I get in? I'm not saying that anyone other than Eric should get into this niche. No. It's not about the niche being responsive. It's about you knowing your shit.
Yeah. And like
knowing that you know it
reflects who you are.
Right. Exactly. Yeah. So you need to be able to like, dude, I've been an email marketer for 20 years. This year, 20-year veteran email marketer. I can talk about email marketing all day long and not miss a beat, But if you're out there trying to build a business and trying to be a leader, trying to educate, trying to inspire, or to create products that help people in your market or niche, and you don't know what you're talking about, you're kind of, up shit creek without a paddle, as they say in New Hampshire, like, what can you do? You can't do anything. Anyway, so you shifted over into this niche, and
my very first introductory post in the homesteading groups, they got like 1,200 likes and reactions and hundreds of comments, tons of new Facebook friends wanting to, follow me on my page. It was ridiculous, from like crickets to like 2 people or maybe 12 people on like a good day to 1,200 on my very first post in the well-aligned niche, which, that solidified for me that I was definitely in a misaligned niche prior, and to just dive into that space, regardless of the resistance I was initially feeling because of how invested I was in my time and energy towards that misaligned niche.
So just to give everybody some context here, like super simple version, you need traffic to drive to your opt-in or your squeeze page to build your email list. And then you use your email list to sell stuff. Like that's the super short version. And so, Eric, you have found that on organic social, you've been able to really blow up in the off-grid and homesteading market and niche. And that's turned into what in terms of building your list, in terms of generating conversations to sell your stuff? Like, what's changed as a result of setting up the whole system and then moving this forward?
Okay, so yeah, so I was working on building a following in these Facebook groups for the past several months, and my experience with that was it felt really slow and tedious for me as far as um getting enough people, driving that traffic from the Facebook groups over to my profile page, because you have to tiptoe around in other people's Facebook groups. You can't like post about your offers in them, or you'll get booted out immediately. So yeah, for me, it felt really slow and tedious, yet an effective traffic source to get those people from the homesteading groups onto my profile page, where they'll see my homesteading related content and be able to opt into my email list on my squeeze page. What's shifted more recently is I have been so for the past several weeks, I've been finding it hard to find the time to engage in the Facebook groups within that niche.
Will you just explain to everybody a little bit about like what you're currently trying to sell?
Yeah.
And just so that people can kind of connect the dots.
Okay. So yeah, I work with a product. It's like a very high-end water ionizer, which for people living off grid, can be a great solution for, having really pure, clean drinking water. And yeah, that's my main offer, really. And then there's also like, a business opportunity attached to that. It's like a high ticket network marketing kind of situation is what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So, so what has started working on social as things shifted? What changed?
Yeah. So what has changed more recently is I was spending less and less time in the Facebook groups, because for me, it just felt like it was such an ineffective way for me to be spending my time. I feel like for other people, maybe they're having a different experience with it, but my experience was it was taking me all day to respond to all these comments. And some of the people, most of them are probably not going to be interested in what I even have. And I'm just like engaging back and forth with these long conversations of like these farmers that are never going to buy anything from me, but yeah. And what I did was I started really focusing on short form video, and that changed everything for me. And so this is what happened. I started working on building my TikTok account, and yeah, I was working with some mentorship in that area, where learning how to effectively build blow up your TikTok channel.
Well, you bought like a $300 course, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So you bought a $300 course on how to get better at TikTok, because you knew you didn't know. And I've not cracked the TikTok code, right?
Yep.
I'm just getting the ball rolling on TikTok myself.
Yeah.
So and you presumably implemented most of it.
I have, yeah.
And
I wasn't getting anywhere with it. I kept doing it. I was getting like 200 views, which for TikTok
doesn't matter.
It's nothing.
Right.
Yeah. And meanwhile, repurposing that content onto Facebook Reels.
Right.
And that was starting to get some traction there. So it made it worth my while to keep making, because the TikTok has a better editing tool.
So so for clarity,
yeah.
Were you making the video within just TikTok?
Yep.
Okay, so you made the video inside TikTok, and then you'd export it and use it in Facebook Reels.
Yeah, you take the watermark off it, put it in Facebook Reels.
Boom.
Yep. And that over in Facebook, the same videos, they were getting decent traction. You know, I was starting to get to where they're, you know, they were getting like 500 views, and then 1,000 views started to get real common. And then like 3,000 to 5,000 has been like the norm over the past couple of weeks, or like 1 to 5,000, kind of in that range, which has been great. And I've been getting a lot of traffic from those videos, people reaching out to me wanting to learn about my product and opportunity. Mostly my product, because I've been more highly focused on my product lately. Yeah, just to back up a little bit. Earlier, I was more focused on promoting my opportunity, and I was not getting anywhere with it. Probably because like I maybe lacked the conviction of like not having had built that much success with it yet. I've had some sales in the past, but like, but the product is something I've been using for 3 years and fully believe in. And once I shifted over to promoting the product, tons of traction with that. Everybody wants to learn about it, wants more information about it. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's hard to keep up with it. And now even more than ever.
So we'll talk about that though. Like, what did you do? Because I haven't even watched any of the videos yet where you were promoting the product. I saw like a still with a caption, but like, what did you do? What was the energy that changed, or what was the way that you shifted? Because everybody has like this glass right here was hand blown by my friend Zach Grace. It's a Zach Grace glass. It even says his name down here on the bottom. It's a product, right? What did you do with promoting the product that made such a big difference?
I just you know, I'd sit in front of, I'd bring my chair over to the, you know, where I've got the ionizer set up by the sink, and set up my ring light by it, and, you know, press record on my phone and talk about the machine, do some product demos, tell them about how amazing the water is and how it's full of antioxidants and that kind of thing, and alkalized water and the restructured nature of the water molecules, and talk about molecular hydrogen and stuff, and how it's a certified medical grade device and all these things. And people were all about it.
Dude, this is so exciting. Okay. Yeah. So I didn't know that, like, I didn't know where this conversation, first of all, I've always sucked at social. Like, it's never come naturally to me. And so I'm so excited. This is where, but okay. So what you're doing right now is you're creating infomercials, dude. And so what I highly recommend is go to YouTube and watch the world's best infomercials. Okay,
cool.
Now, I mentioned this a few weeks ago because it's completely ridiculous, but the Slap Chop and Slap Chop, Sham Wow.
You mentioned that.
Okay, those were done by a guy of very questionable background, I might add. I don't know him. I hope we meet him one day. Is Vince Offer. Vince Offer, and he did the Slap Chop and the Sham Wow. If you look him up, he has a questionable background, but look up those, and then look up other as seen on TV infomercials.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
The other thing that I would encourage you to do is, if you haven't already, get on the Harmon Brothers email list.
Harmon Brothers. Okay, I'm writing that down.
Harmon.
Harmon.
Yeah, harmonbrothers.com. They did Squatty Potty.
Okay.
You know Squatty Potty?
Nope.
Oh, dude. So Harmon Brothers is hilarious. They do modern, funny, internet-based direct response infomercials. Okay. Yep. They're a high-end video production company. Like, they're like a theater troupe, except they produce commercials. They're amazing. Vince Offer was more of like a one-man show behind a desk, cracking crazy jokes and selling stuff, like used car salesman style. And so I'm encouraging you to study infomercials for ideas and inspiration on how to interact with your water ionizer in engaging, perhaps funny, and ultimately ways that sell.
Okay, cool. Sounds
right?
good.
Basically,
Yeah.
like do more of what you're already doing with even more pizzazz, right?
Sounds like a great idea. I'm all
It'd be
about it.
great. Nobody else is doing it. And you could become a celebrity within like the whole Kagan world. Like
Nice.
you could be selling, like if you want it, because you're probably right now, you're probably doing better than anybody else in the entire Kagan world is on social. And they
Well,
don't even,
I don't know, maybe.
dude, check it out. Go see.
Okay.
Take
Yeah,
a look
we'll see.
yourself.
I'll
I
check
don't
it
know.
out.
I'm making a guess.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. If you're a few cool things, right? Like I've been thinking about this for several days as you've been like texting me with all of your stuff flowing up. Well, actually, would you give some numbers?
Yeah. Okay.
Give some numbers of like what's blown up and to the best of your understanding why.
Yeah. So this is the part I've been waiting for. So yeah, I was stoked about 1 to 5,000 views on Facebook. That was pretty good. And then on TikTok, I was starting to get up to 800 to 1,000 views on some of my videos. And I'm like, okay, this is actually starting to gain a little bit of momentum and traction. And I was starting to gain a little bit more followers on TikTok. And the ultimate goal on TikTok is to get at least 1,000 followers, because then you can go live whenever you want on TikTok, and they won't let you until you reach that 1,000 followers mark. And also, you can put your link in your bio once you reach 1,000 followers. And I was always stuck at like 300, or like I finally got to where I was like at 500 this past week. And I was like, I'll get there.
How long have you been working on TikTok?
I mean, I started building my TikTok account like, I want to say over a year ago. I can't remember if it might have even been 2 years. And at one point I'd given up on it and I thought it was a waste of my time. So I stopped posting there because it was just an extra thing that wasn't getting any traction.
Right.
Ultimately it was just, content that like wasn't catching anybody. And yeah, I didn't have any mentorship for that platform at the time, and I didn't know what works and what didn't, and that's changed.
That right there is an extremely good distinction that I think most people miss. Is I didn't have any mentorship for that platform at the time. So all of the different platforms, whether you're talking about building your email list, whether you're talking about building your Facebook group, whether you're talking about building your TikTok, whether you're talking about building your Twitter, whether you're talking about building your LinkedIn, whether you're talking about building your Clubhouse, whether you're talking about building your podcast, it doesn't matter. It's all the same.
Your email list.
Yeah, I mean, like it's all the same in that you have to learn it all, or at least you have to learn enough to be making as much money as you want to be making, right? If you're not making enough money, keep learning stuff, right? And I mean, ideally, keep learning stuff anyway. Otherwise, that'll dwindle. Like I can also tell you all about that. So the thing is, when like it's Tuesday, February 21st, 2023 at 5:37 p.m. and I have less than 1,000 followers on TikTok. Like I know that I don't know TikTok, but you went out and while you were going through Email Empire, you bought another $300 program in order to start getting some traction with TikTok. Good move, dude.
Thanks. Yeah, well, it was your
right. That's how it's done. That's
yeah.
Right?
Yeah, it was your suggestion, and I'm glad I listened to that. Yeah, and it was at a time where I was like, I didn't have much money, and I took all my Christmas money and put it in there, and it was a good move. So here's the thing. Now as of like a few days ago, one of my TikTok videos got like 7,000 views. And I was like, sweet, this is awesome. I broke past 1,000 views because I was getting 1,000 views and then it dropped back down to 200 views. And then I was like, wow, 7,000 views. That's awesome. That's great. That means I broke through something somewhere. And then it kind of like slowly built for a couple of days. And then it really took off. And simultaneously, I had posted that same video on Facebook. And for some reason, that particular, like if I had just posted it on one or the other.
What was the title of the video?
Oh, gosh, let me think. Why I won't drink any other water or something like this or something of that nature. I'd have to double check, but something about like that. Why I won't drink anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah. I started paying attention to hooks. That was the advice of my mentor in there. And
hallelujah.
Like, why am I not getting any traction? He's like, hey,
dude.
Focus on your hooks.
Yep.
Yep.
Amen. That's it. That's like for sure. Okay. So why I won't drink anything else. Great. And so that video took off on Facebook. It also took off on TikTok.
Yeah, it started more on TikTok, and then I noticed it was also getting quite a bit of hits on Facebook too. And it was only a 15-second clip, and I felt like it didn't really share that much value. It was just me like standing next to my water ionizer, filling up my big blue jug with water. I'm like, man, once you start drinking this alkalized, ionized, hydrogen-rich water, there's no going back. And that was it.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's such a good testimonial, right?
Yeah.
Even though you didn't say what it does for you.
No.
Dude, keep on doing videos like that. Do one every day.
Yeah. And whereas all my other videos, I'm like telling them more about what the benefits actually are and like why you want that. And those were getting, a little bit of results. But this one started really taking off. So then I noticed it had gotten up to then there was a point it just started blowing up and it got to like 17,000 views on TikTok like a couple of days ago. And on Facebook, it had gotten, 8,000 or 9,000 views, which that blew past any previous record on Facebook for me and also on TikTok simultaneously the same video.
Doing stuff like 17 reasons to drink ionized water, three common diseases that alkaline water can help prevent. That way you can kind of make claims about and base it on like research. You know what I mean? Like actually, this study, and this study all shows that drinking ionized water increases your IQ and mental cognition by improving your, blood flow to your brain or whatever it is, like obviously when you drink the stuff, you do feel better, but I don't know the science.
Yeah, for sure.
If the science is readily available. And if you can make like catchy videos, all the factors that you're like the 15 seconds, it didn't share much value. It was just inspirational. That doesn't mean all your videos should be that way.
No.
But it does mean do a whole crap load of them based on the patterns that you're able to spot right now. Because there's probably a bunch of stuff in that video that's happening that you don't even realize yet. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
But like keep swinging is the point.
Yeah. Okay, definitely.
Yeah. Once you got something that's winning, keep swinging.
Yep. Definitely. So then just a couple of days ago, or was it yesterday? I guess 2 days ago. Yeah, it got to where it was, at the point where I just had mentioned, it was like 17,000 views or something and like 8 or 10,000 on Facebook. And then yesterday is when it really blew up and it got to where by mid-afternoon, it was at 27,000 views.
Now, which is this on your personal Facebook or your Eric Daniel Compost?
Oh no, that the Eric Daniel Compost. That's the
Okay, that's the opt-in.
That's my squeeze page. Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys can opt into Eric's composting list right here, just to check out what he's doing, if nothing else.
Yeah, it's my composting boot camp and the front door to my email list, which is sharing value on, homesteading and off-grid living, and also learning about what I'm, working with. But no, this was on my personal Facebook page and my TikTok account.
Great.
And yeah, so then it went up to 27,000 by mid-afternoon, and I was like, God, I was stoked about 7,000. Now it's 27,000.
That's huge.
And then by the time I went to bed, it was at 50,000. This is last night. 50,000 views.
50,000. And
I was like, oh my God, it's ridiculous. That's like a whole stadium, right?
Did you put a link to your squeeze page in your bio?
I need to do that right after. That's the first thing I'm going to do after this call.
Yes.
Yeah. Right.
Do it while you're on the call.
I'm not good at multitasking. I'm scared the call will drop me.
All right, that's legit.
But I'll do it exactly first thing.
Do that, and then keep trying to do videos that follow what you think worked with that video.
Yeah, definitely.
Just go for it.
Yep.
So good.
Yeah. So then, it was at 50,000 on my TikTok, and then the same video on my Facebook at that point had reached about 13 or 14,000 as of last night. And I was getting the quality of leads I was generating for my Facebook traffic was much higher than like on TikTok. People are ruthless. There's a lot of haters and trolls on TikTok. It's crazy.
So hold on. Hold the phone.
Yep.
Because there's a guy that I'm going to be interviewing soon who's also a student of mine from much longer ago, named Jim Katsoulis.
Okay.
And Jim Katsoulis is a hypnotist.
Cool.
And he and I met before I went online. And we're about the same age. He has a program called Program Yourself Thin. And I taught him the summit model back in the day. We did something called The Truth About Hypnosis together.
Yeah.
And Jim has been crushing it with TikTok recently, selling his $1,000 weight loss program.
Great.
And he's doing 3 to 4 TikTok videos a day.
Yep.
And then one live stream, 60 to 90 minutes. He does it on TikTok, and then he also does a multi-stream.
Great.
And he claims that TikTok is the motherlode of customers. They never refund, they never complain, and they're incredibly awesome. So
that's what I hear from my mentor there too.
So I guess the lesson is that it's not one or the other.
Okay.
You need to learn how to attract the right people.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah. For some reason,
everybody's on TikTok. Everybody's on
everybody,
TikTok,
like
right?
2 billion people, 2 billion people on TikTok.
But talk about your experience though. So you've experienced some haters.
So on Facebook, it was less views, but higher volume of high quality leads so far. On TikTok, dramatically more views, but the quality of people as of yesterday, although today I just barely have scratched the surface of even having time to look at the comments. I was noticing a lot more interested people this morning than there was yesterday. Yesterday, there was a lot of people that were, hating on me.
But to be fair, you haven't put a link in your bio yet, so you haven't actually got people on your list yet from TikTok. Right? So do that. Before you do that, let's see what happens.
Yeah, this is crazy. It's going to build my
whether
email
they're awesome or not. Who knows? We'll see. Dude, this is so cool. This is great. I love it when it pops like this.
I know.
Somebody says something different about you, T. Now it's an anonymous user, but based on the language, I'm going to guess Matt Gill. Now I can't tell with certainty that this is Matt Gill, since I can't see his face nor his name, but I think that's him. I'm gonna go look on Facebook and see. All right. So Eric, I mean, at the end of the day, how's your email list doing now that your Facebook is growing and your TikTok is growing? Like, what's going on the email side?
So the email side has been kind of slow, honestly, and I think that roots from like not having the best lead magnet right now. I need to shift my lead magnet because people aren't that interested in making compost, it seems like. Fermentation, I feel like, is going, we talked a bit about that, and I feel like that's going to be a much stronger pull based on the amount of views I got on the fermentation video I posted versus the composting video.
But so far, the real big video has been you doing a product demo about the ionizer.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm feeling like this is what I was tuning into last night. Is maybe it's not even the fermentation lead magnet. Maybe it's like something more direct and transparent about what I'm actually doing is directly about the water.
Dude,
I'm
so
not sure how to tie that all together yet.
Yeah, I had a few ideas for you on this to try.
Okay, cool. Yep.
One was to actually, and this would be something to work toward, but to start getting companies to send you their product and do product reviews of all sorts of different water purifiers and water ionizers.
Yeah.
And basically to be the fountain of youth guy. Like, oh, Eric, you've got a marketing friend who I'm also aware of in the hypnosis community, Antonio Perez, who's a wicked funny dude and a student of direct response marketing, and he wanted to know what island you're on.
Oh, cool. I'm on the Big Island. I live over south of Hilo, like Puna side.
Cool. He says he's on Kauai.
Cool. I haven't been to Kauai yet. One day.
Cool. Well, maybe you guys will find each other on Facebook.
Yeah.
Cool. Antonio, good to see you again, man. So, you have to look into the rules and the regulations that Kagan, like the fine print of what
the compliance stuff.
Yeah. You basically have to look into that with those guys before you would like go and like do a bunch of other product demos of other water filters.
Yeah. Good point.
And that could get you into trouble. So that's something I'm suggesting that you proactively look at.
Yeah, absolutely.
But even if you didn't do product reviews for other water filters, if you are all about clean water, that's interesting because that just being about clean water for health, about clean water for the environment, about clean water for growing food and or animals. I know you're are you vegan or vegetarian?
Vegan. Yep.
All right. So like obviously but like there's so much cool stuff about the science and the mysticism of water, right? And the secrets that it holds. Like there's magic around it, and like around water and intention and singing into water and putting your intention into water, as well as just the massive health benefits of having good, clean, healthy, fresh, clear water. And I would suggest that people that are really into that almost are, I don't have the name for them, but they almost are their own who.
I know, that's what I was thinking lately. I was noticing as I'm posting these videos of water that are getting really a lot of hits, that I was feeling a gradual, like natural, organic moving away from the homesteading niche a little bit. And I don't know if that's something I wanted to talk to you about, because I have I've been becoming aware of that happening. Whereas the vast majority of the people reaching out to me probably are not homesteaders or off-grid people, yet they want.
Yeah, let's wait to see. Wait to see where the dust settles in terms of who ends up buying the most.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
But we're mostly made of water. Water is a magical thing. There's amazing science behind clean water, and the reality is, clean water is becoming less and less available. Like pure, and whether or not what you're offering right now is the ultimate end all be all solution, who knows? But like, if water is the focus, like that's clean, healthy, pure water, that's something that you can focus on, that has enough people that want it, that it just dramatically transcends the product that you're selling. At any given point, the product can change and you're not limited. Right. So it's something to consider.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. Long and short is, I really would recommend that you keep doing videos.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't get to the best part yet.
Oh, go.
No, I was saving that for last.
All right.
Okay. So then I woke up this morning and my Facebook, the views on that video had gotten to just past 18,000 views. And on TikTok, it was at 250,000 views.
What?
Dude, and then no, that's not it yet. That was this morning. I got 800 new followers overnight, so I can post my link in the bio. I can go live anytime I want on TikTok now. And as of right before this live stream, it was like at almost 300,000, and it'll be over that by the time we end this broadcast.
All right, dude, this is so awesome. All right, so you need to get, a couple things, dude.
Yeah.
Number one is you need to get a link to your squeeze page in that right away.
Immediately. Yeah.
Okay. Number two, do more videos like that. Okay. And do more videos like that. And number three, and this is maybe over the next week or two, but you need to get on brand. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to get clear on whether it's your name or water or fermentation or whatever. You need to get clear so that all of your social basically is at / blah, the same thing, or as close as you can possibly get.
Yeah.
So that because right now, and I'm going to post it so that everyone can get there, but right now, you're like, the way people find you is kind of a shit show, right? And so at Off Grid Eric is good. I like Off Grid Eric. Yeah. But then Eric.Oliver.33633, no.
Well, that's my Facebook handle. You don't get to choose that other than your name, but you put your name and then that's what they give you for your handle.
I think you can change it.
Really? Okay, I'll look into that.
And I know that Eric.Oliver is already taken because some other goofball named Eric.Oliver already has that. But Eric E. Oliver might be available.
Okay.
And then Eric-Daniel.com. I've mentioned this before, but like, you need to think this through. Yep. Like if you're gonna brand it based on your name, Eric Oliver. If you're gonna do it based on your first name and your middle name, and just go by Eric Daniel, cool. Go by Eric Daniel. And
but one or the other, not.
Yeah, make up your mind, because right now it's going to be hard for people to find you. You're getting all this traction.
Yep.
And you need to be stupid simple for people.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Off-Grid Eric, do everything at Off-Grid Eric.
Right.
Get offgrideric.com. Change your Facebook handle to Off-Grid Eric.
I don't think you can do that on Facebook. They make you have like an actual human name.
You hear what I'm saying?
I hear what you're saying, though. Yeah.
Best to bend the internet.
Yep.
To either your name or your topic, if you're clear. And for now, I would decide on like Eric Daniel or Eric Daniel Oliver or Eric D Oliver, because you're still getting clear on where you're going to get the most momentum. Right now, it looks like you can do product demos and crush it, but who knows how long it'll last. Maybe forever. Maybe you've stumbled onto something that's just like super rad.
It seems like it.
Which I hope is true, but there's no guarantee, right? So it may be that your name is still the best thing to focus on.
I feel like that too, because then like the other focuses can shift with it if it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, that's good. I can work on that.
Yeah,
That's easy.
just work toward it.
Yeah.
Clean it up as
Um,
best you can.
yeah. So while you were talking, I just had the realization now that I can do the daily lives on TikTok and post my link in the bio, I can drive traffic from my live streams to that link every day.
Dude, you're gonna be building your list like freaking bananas
Feel
as soon
that.
as you put the
It's
link
gonna be
in. But like
nuts.
the more aligned it is to like build a water filter squeeze page or something.
I know.
Be like,
Need to do that.
it's like I'll drink ionized water for you on camera every day. And whatever, like I'll drink ionized water naked for you on I don't know. You should start an OnlyFans where you just like pour water over yourself. It'll be great. But you know what I mean.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't think you should actually start an OnlyFans, but that would
No,
be
I
really
don't think
fun.
so either.
It would be hilarious.
Yeah.
But the point is, like, if people are digging the product demos, do product demos.
Do more of them. Yeah, and that's what I've been doing lately. Is that's what's been getting most traffic. I was focused on like giving them tours around my farm and showing them fruit trees, and like I'm really glad that's not the video that went viral. I mean, it would have been good because I could have gotten traffic to my email list based on that, but I just feel like it's more to the point where I'm like product focused.
Sometimes that works, man. Sometimes
Yep.
it doesn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you have to catch, and if you're finding that people are actively interested in ionized water and you're the water man,
Yep.
you're H2O Eric or whatever. You know what I mean? Like you can do it.
Right.
You call yourself Aquaman. I mean, whatever. There's so many things.
Totally.
Like put on a mermaid tail or something. It'll be great.
Yeah. Now, something I wanted to talk about that I was really reflecting on is why this video? Why was that the video? Now, if it had just gone viral on TikTok, maybe I'd think, well, it's just a random algorithm thing. But that's not the case.
Yeah.
It happened on both platforms simultaneously with the same video when I have hundreds of other videos that didn't have that result on either platform. And I'm looking at it and like, yeah, it has a hook, but so do some of my a lot of my other videos. And one thing that stood out to me was my energy on that particular video and reflecting on that, thinking like what was going on in my life that was like create that energy and why my other videos didn't possess that energy is, yeah,
I know exactly what you're about to say.
Yeah, I've been
What was different, Eric? What was different?
So leading up to recently, I've just been working really hard all the time, sacrificing my personal life and social life all over the place. And, it was kind of just depressed and like stuck in this rut, like with my business and like emotionally and in my social and personal life. And then on my birthday, this amazing, beautiful woman showed up.
Happy birthday!
On my birthday. Yeah, and I thought we were just gonna go on a date and like go to the movies and have dinner, and then I had no expectation after that. But she followed me home and then stayed with me for a few days, and that kind of changed my world for a minute. And at the same time, I totally had my phone on airplane mode, face down, tucked away, and was like consciously taking a break from all the hard work so I could be more present with her. And that it was during that time that everything exploded. And when I did get on to make a video here and there, yeah, I brought that energy into it. And I feel like that had like this magnetic attractive force that like blew up my algorithms. And honestly, that's what I think it very well could be.
All right, dude. Well, maybe.
Anyway, she left a couple days ago. She's leaving the island, and but now I'm left with like tons of traction in my business and positive focus. So that's where I'm at now.
Yeah, keep swinging. Like keep feeling the energy, keep swinging, and see what happens.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like keep analyzing it and keep trying stuff and see if you can reconnect. Like that's it. Like
yep.
whether you write an amazing sales letter that converts like crazy, or whether you create a webinar that converts like crazy, or whether you write an email that gets 10 times the normal click-through, or whether you create a TikTok that blows up, like this stuff happens.
Yeah.
And when it happens, do more.
All right. Yeah, definitely.
Do more of it. Do more of it every day. That's the key.
Yep.
Cool. This is so awesome. All right, guys. Well, so check it out. If nothing else, for now, join Eric's list at eric-daniel.com/compost101. He's going to be working on giving you a cleaner link. And for the record, so am I. So, Eric, what would you tell anyone who's thinking about whether or not it's the right time to really start building their email list?
I mean, the best time, it's just like planting a fruit tree. The best time to start was 10 years ago. What are you waiting for?
That's right. What would you say?
The more,
what's been the single biggest thing you got out of Email Empire?
I mean, initially finding a niche that's aligned for me right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then having the guidance from you to like wrap my brain around all the elements that go into email marketing, which to me just felt like this confusing mess of different things that were all connected, and I couldn't wrap my brain around it. But yeah, after working with you for a period of time, it became quite clear that it's actually very simple. You just have to get all the things in place and, work on them one at a time. And then pretty soon you have this, machine that just kind of does a lot of the hard. This is where I'm struggling right now, is I don't have an effective lead magnet, and I'm doing all this work interacting with leads individually, which at this point, it's not even possible to deal with this high volume of leads on an individual basis, which is why I need to get a more effective squeeze page into place so that can do the work that I'm doing manually for me, humming in the background.
Yeah, dude, like I'm in full support of you focusing on doing short form video product demos, drive to an opt-in page. And I will tell you this again, an opt-in page where people jump on a webinar where you do a giant product demo to pre-sell them before they even get on the phone with you. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And like pitch them on how awesome the product is, how incredible the water is, and how amazing the opportunity is. Just like do the whole thing. Look, maybe you want to make more money, maybe you don't, but I'm going to give you the best water that you're ever going to drink in your entire life. And let me tell you about how it works. And if you can consistently get traffic from multiple platforms using short form video copy, those are all potential ads that you can run on the very same ad networks that are blowing up organically for you. Like you have a short form ad that you can run on Facebook now. You have a short form ad that you can run on TikTok now.
Like as a paid ad, even.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's great.
The ones that blow up organically are already proof that people are going to respond to them, dude.
Yeah, it's a good point.
That's the step.
Yep.
So I know that you're improving your sales process.
I'm working on it. Yeah, I reached out to my upline recently, had a really great conversation with, she's this woman, Monica, like she's living in Sweden, and she's kind of like the mother hen of the whole team that's above me. And yeah, had a really good conversation with her. She showed me the systems that she has in place that are working really effectively for her. She has kind of like her own version of a squeeze page, except it's like, it's not really a squeeze page. I don't believe that she's collecting an email list from these people, but it's like, it's an automated system in the background where they answer like a series of questions to qualify them for the opportunity. By the time they book a call, you're getting, by the time they book a call, you wind up with like the most qualified people. Otherwise it kind of filters out everybody else. But yeah, it was different than just a squeeze page. It was like multiple pages where it's like a questionnaire with information.
Yeah. Well,
But
she's probably not as familiar as with email list building. That's okay.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
Right. Mm-hmm.
And so here's the other thing that's happening now, Eric, is what's going to happen is you're going to get better at this.
Yeah.
Okay. And as you get better at it, you're going to get more traffic. You're going to build a bigger email list. And now you're going to have something to teach the people who know how to sell the stuff that you're selling. And that's where the game changes. When you have like 250,000 followers on TikTok, and you go and you tell the people, and you go and you tell the people at Kagan that you're willing to do a free training for everybody, you're going to get all the attention you want.
Yeah.
Like for all the advice that you want on how to up the areas of your business where you're weak.
Right.
You actually have something to offer them now.
Mm-hmm.
So keep focusing on cracking the code, dude. Keep learning more about TikTok. Keep learning more about short form organic video, and keep driving to your squeeze page and just cleaning up your messaging. And it's just going to keep growing.
Yeah. Yeah. And as you were saying, what stands out from one of like the biggest value I've received from this interview today from you, I feel like, is getting on brand and congruency with my brand across all platforms, and also finding, creating a squeeze page that's really congruent with my audience, which at this point I feel like is really water centric.
Or at least create a squeeze page for your water centric audience and see how it does. And maybe it'll crush it for you.
Yep.
Maybe it will be a tsunami of cash.
Right.
Who knows?
Yep.
Dude, so good. So good. Well, everybody, thank you for watching. And if you have any questions we just talked for an hour. So if you have any questions for me or for Eric, please ask them. Definitely follow Eric at all of his places, whether it be on TikTok at Offgrid Eric, ERIC, or whether it be on Facebook at this terrible Facebook handle, eric.oliver.33633. Never forget that, Eric.
336333.
Yeah, just clean that up. You need to get a better Facebook page. And then you can opt into his email list right now at eric-daniel.com/compost101 just to watch a off-grid farming, homesteading, water purifier selling enthusiast build his email list and make all of this awesomeness happen. So very, very cool. And for those of you who are ready to build your email list, go to mascotland.com/ or www.mascotland.com/early-bird. And you can join the early bird email list there and learn more about building your email list if that's where you're at. Eric, anything else you want to say before we roll here today?
Yeah, I would say to anybody that's watching that's interested in building an email list and sees the value in that, to jump on board with Tellman because he knows what he's doing.
Boom. All right.
And it's like really shifted things for me tremendously. And, where I was kind of still spinning my wheels working with other mentors.
Awesome. Dude, so good. I want to interview you again as you continue to rock it. And I'm genuinely inspired and excited about your success. And I'm going to be trying to emulate you with your short form video on both Facebook and TikTok, because that's something that I need some significant improvement in.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. All right. Well, I think that's it for now.
Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks so much, Tellman.
Thanks so much. All right. Bye, guys.